your girl Monica, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to turn a problem into a solution. As an entrepreneur, there are no problems. There are just challenges that you have to overcome. So earlier this afternoon, your girl was in her feelings because I keep getting emails from people who are interested in my 100K Cushion coaching program, which is a program that guarantees them $100,000 in 12 months or they get their money back. And they're basically investing $10,000 in order to be able to get to $100,000, right? So I'm like, okay, this is the best offer ever. People are just going to like, this is a no-brainer, da-da-da-da-da. Well, guess what? The economy is economying, okay? Because I'm getting feedback from multiple people that, hey, I want to do this, but I just can't do it right now, right? So, and I can't do it for less than that because it's going to take that time and energy in my team in order to build out their platform so that they can get to the 100K. So I'm like, okay, if I can't do it for less and they can't do it for that price, then what do? I still want to help people be able to break free from whatever it is they're stuck with and be able to make better decisions when it comes to what they want to do, right? So 3:44, I'm at Starbucks, but let me back it up a little bit because before I went to Starbucks, I went to the pet store and got some dog shampoo and washed my dogs because they were stinky. And this helps me when I have a big problem. Is my animals, right? My dogs, I have my chickens, and hopefully soon I will be able to add some more livestock to my farm. But what I realize is I went to my why. Like the reason I'm doing all of the stuff that I'm doing right now is because of what you see right here. I want to be able to spend more time with my farm. I want to be able to spend more time with my farm. And for those of you guys who are even interested in agriculture or homesteading, you know how expensive this is. You can't, and you know how little money you make, right? So in order for me to do this, I have got to help people achieve their goals. That's the only way this is going to happen. And your girl is about to be almost 50, okay, Tuesday. So I'm not getting any younger. And so I need for things to be moving along, right? So I created this 100K Cushion group coaching program to help people like my best friend and my mom who really don't want to work where they're working, but they have to because their bank accounts aren't where they need to be. They inspired me to create this group coaching program. And I hurried up and slapped that guarantee on there because I absolutely 100% know as long as you've got an expertise, I can help you get to 100K in 12 months. So when I tell you I was in my feelings earlier, it's because when I'm sitting in church, I'm like, well, why? I put this out there and I met with everybody. What is going on? Why is it not happening that people are just like, it's the economy? And so when you're an entrepreneur and you run into a problem like that, like the economy, you can't control that. That's a problem that you cannot control. Now you have a couple of choices. You can, sit down and be sad about it, or you can work your way around it. And so today at 3:44, after I washed the dogs and fed the chickens, baby, I got me a venti situation and figured out a workaround because that's what I do, okay? So I said to myself, I can't lower my price on this group coaching program because it's going to take really more than that for me to be able to deliver. So the folks that want it really can't commit to it because of the economy. So what exactly do I do? How can I still help them? And it hit me as I'm sitting in Starbucks drinking my iced coffee. It hit me, Monica, what do people really need? I said, all these business coaches out there are all saying the same thing. Let me help you create a digital product with your expertise and turn your expertise into money. And you're so smart and that can help you make money with digital products. Every single one of us is saying the same thing. So that's where I knew I had a problem. I was like, Monica, you got to punch through with something different, right? And I said, well, what is it that the people really need? And guess what? Money. Money. Money is what people need. Money is why people can't just, hey, sign me up for your $10,000 thing and sign me up for your $5,000 thing. Why? Because there's too much uncertainty right now with this economy that we're in. So the high ticket, even though everybody was like, sell high ticket, it's easier to sell high ticket than it is to sell low ticket. I get it, right? I get the logic behind it, but the reality of it is regular people are thinking long and hard before they drop 10 grand, even if it comes with a guarantee of 100 grand. That's a fact, okay? So what I realized is that people need money. And I said to myself, Monica, there were many days where you did $1,000 or more in a day. I said, instead of putting this big old thing, $100,000 in their lap and saying, give me 12 months, right? I said, what if you just taught people how to make that $1,000 just in a day? Let that start with that, right? And in order for you to feel good and confident about that, you need to go back through every one of your transactions over the last 3.5 years, and you need to see how many times you hit $1,000 in a day. Because if you can teach people how to make $1,000 in a day, that's not something that you have to charge a whole bunch for. You can just make that into a product and then sell it and then let them, consume it on their own schedule and then make sure that they have everything they need in order to be able to hit that milestone. So let me tell you, I'm telling you right now, when I tell you God is so good. So I'm over here at Starbucks and I said, okay, I went back to 2021, okay? No, and I did this for each year all the way up till now. I went with my little mouse, and every time I saw a big jump, I put my mouse over it to see how much I made. And as you can see here, it will tell you how much you made on any given day when you hover the mouse. Well, I was only concerned with those days where I made $1,000 or more. So I sat there in Starbucks and I opened up my notepad on my phone and I would hover over and I'd say February 28, 2021, 1998. And then I'd scroll over here and I'd go to the next one and I'd skip over anything that wasn't 1,000. I didn't count the 941s. I didn't count 995. I skipped all over those. Only if it was $1,000 did I make a note of it. This took me forever, okay? This took me forever, so I got onto the chat with the folks at Kajabi, and I was like, look, can you please tell me how to download all this? So I did a chat with Nico. Nico was really cool. He helped me figure it all out. He showed me how I could download everything, but it still didn't do what I wanted it to do, but I can, get some help from my assistant when she comes back. So bottom line, I ended up having to still do it this way. But that was cool because what it showed me was like, girl, wait a minute, you're on to something here. So I did that for 2021, I did that for 2022, and I did that for 2023, and I did that for 2024, okay? And I said to myself, if what people need is money, and every other coach is saying the exact same thing about how I can monetize your information and all that, that's all well and good, but really what people need right now is some money, okay? So unless you show people how to make money, and not long money, and I think that's the thing with my program, my 100K cushion, it's long money. It's gonna be 12 months. It took me 8 to get to my first 6 figures, so with digital products. So it's like, I can't sell you a dream. I can't do it in 90 days. Like, I gotta have time, right? So that's long money. Whereas $1,000, I can show you how to do that in short fashion, like 30 days, like if that, right? So what I did, like I said, I went and I put every single $1,000 plus day down. And let me tell y'all, this is 2021. I had a total of $19,000 or more days for $32,000 and some change. Go to 2022, I had a total of, hold on, scroll it, $1,000 or more days for a total of 81,552. And in 2022, your girl had a big, huge day. I think it was 2022. I can't remember. Yes, this was my big, huge day. I did $16,662.70, right? And I heard Russell Brunson say this once. He said, we would do things, talking about ClickFunnels, his company, we would do things and they would work really, really well, and then we wouldn't do it again. And I'm like, you know what? I've done this before. Why did I not do that? Why did I not duplicate that over again? Well, because when you're doing it and you're in the moment, you just keep going and you don't think about repeating the success. You just keep trudging away and, at least I did, kept trudging away, creating new stuff and the next new thing instead of stopping and going back and looking at those things that worked. Here's another lesson. Go back to what worked. Look at what was working and then go back to those basics. That's what I had to do today. I had to go back to what was working. I had to first realize what problem my audience had. And let me just stay there for just a second, because none of this works. You can be the greatest person in the world. None of this works unless you have a heart for helping people. Genuinely have a heart for helping people, because that is the first and foremost thing. And you just have to pick who your people are, which goes back to knowing what your expertise is and what people look at you as far as being the expert. If you don't get that, then none of this will work, right? So that's very important. But anyway, so I did that for each of these years. And 2023, I had 27 days where I did $1,000 or more, for a total of $44,000 and some change. And then so far in 2024, I've had $14,000 or more days for a total of $19,000 and some change. Days, folks. So if you've got a full-time job, right? So this is what it breaks down to. If you've got a full-time job and you need extra money, right? You absolutely need to know how to make $1,000 in a day. You need to know how to make $1,000 a day. When I looked at this and I put all of my data in front of me, because I am a nerd when it comes to numbers. I'm a nerd anyway, but I really, 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 really love numbers, right? Because numbers, they don't lie, right? So when I looked at 2021, I had 19 days where I did $1,000 or more. And the average product price was $47 and some change for that $32,000. 2022, I had more volume, $35,000 plus days, and the average purchases per those days were 25, and my product price went up to $117.85. And so I realized too, once you kind of come out of that low ticket, then yes, you get there a lot faster. Well, 2023, I didn't have as many $1,000 plus days, right? My average purchase per $1,000 day went down. And this is when the industry that I was in with this digital product, it was attached to the interest rates. So it kind of affected the interest rates. I can see that here, right? So, but the average product price hovered a little bit right there close to the last year. And so $44,000. Now, these are just the days that I did $1,000 or more, okay? So, but when I was looking at this, I was like, wait a minute, that's an annual salary. And that's an annual salary. And that's an annual salary. So you mean to tell me if I can teach people how to make $1,000 in a day, and they can do it 19 days out of the year, that they can make somebody's annual salary on the side? I like this, right? I'm looking at these days. That's this. None of this is longer than a month. So basically, one day, $1,000 or more, and if you're at the right price point, that's another thing. So you got to be at the right price point. You don't want to necessarily, unless your product justifies it, you don't necessarily need to be at a lower price point. But anyway, so my point is this: if you know how to make $1,000 in a day, you can make it do what it do. Okay, that's the bottom line. Okay, so this afternoon, when all of this came to me, I completely pivoted, and I was like, okay, prayerfully, I will get some clients to take me up on the 100K cushion group coaching program, and I can get them to 100K in the next 12 months. But the writing is on the wall that might be a challenge because of the economy that we're in right now. No big deal, right? This is what you do when you have a problem. You look at that problem for what it is. You don't get all sulky like I was starting to. You work around it. That's what an entrepreneur does, right? You go back to who your audience is and what do they really need. And my audience really needs some money, okay? And they don't need long money. They need short money. So like I said, I hope and pray that I get to take some folks to that 100K mark over the next 12 months. But if I don't, I want to take even more people to learn to this $1,000 a day journey so that they can do this on repeat and on repeat and on repeat. So what I'm doing now that I've got all of this information in front of me, I'm going back to see exactly how I did it for each of those years. I'm going back to see what email I sent. I'm going back to see what I said in the email, okay? I'm breaking down each of these 95 days. I have done this 95 times, right? And you know what? I needed to see that number for me because I can't ever bring anything to you unless I'm the expert in it. I am the expert in making $1,000 in a day. I have done it 95 times, okay? That's how you own your expertise. That's what I told everybody on my calls. When I have my coaching calls with people, I tell them, look, you got to own your expertise. I can't cheerlead for you no more. I can't cheerlead no more. I can't uplift you and encourage you and get you to convince you that you're great. You got to come to me already knowing that you're great, right? If you got that, then boom. This is how I convince myself. This is how I hype myself up. I go get my numbers and I look at them. I'm like, girl, you did that, okay? Now that I've seen my numbers, I know I'm the expert in making $1,000 in a day. You can't tell me nothing because I done did it 95 times, okay? So now that I've got my confidence, I'm like, boom, let me go figure out exactly what I did each of these days to make this $1,000. I'm going to put it all together so that anybody who wants to see it can see it. So the key is you have to own your expertise. Whew. I can't. Yeah, I don't know how many people I have talked to and they be like, I don't really think that I'm good at that. Like, do y'all realize this economy listen, we ain't got time for that, okay? I need you. I don't care if you don't like it no more. I don't care if you don't like it. If you have been a registered nurse for 25 years and you are burnt out and you do not like it, I do not care. The consumer sees you as an expert in nursing. You better figure out what content in your brain related to nursing that you can put together so that you can help a specific group of people achieve something that they can't do without your help because you're the expert. Get over it, okay? Figure it out. Because that's what you're going to need in order to make the $1,000 in a day. Okay? Okay? I'm sorry for yelling at you. I apologize. Okay? I don't mean to be mean, but I'm trying to get the point across. Okay? I am putting this thing together where I teach you how to make $1,000 a day. And if you want it, you better get it. If not, I understand. The link and the information on how and where to get it is somewhere below this video. And I'm still putting it together, so it's not all the way done. But because you're going to be early to the game, you're going to get a discount. So take advantage of it and be patient with me as I put it together, okay? I love y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.